In Jesus' day, the Jews were very familiar with what was called the mikvah. It was a Jewish ritual bathing. And so when Jesus ushered in baptism, it was nothing unusual to them. It was a very common thing. In fact, John the Baptizer was baptizing people down at the Jordan River. And they would come by the thousands, literally, to come there and be baptized. It was a very public place. It's where people came and they bought and they sold and they did their marketing and all of that. It was a very visible spot. That's important. When we baptize, we want to baptize in a visible spot. Now, beyond that, baptism is symbolic of some things, and Matt's been, pretty courteous to allow us to really walk you through what each component means, and that way you can kind of catch what every element means, the going down in the water and then the coming back up out of the water into new life and stuff like that. And I have told you, sometimes I kind of forget some of the stuff, so you'll just have to kind of work with me. But anyway, baptism is a very important part of who we are in our identity with Christ. And so Matt, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of put on display what it means to be baptized. And the first component of baptism is actually it's a component of where the person goes down in the water. Matt, we're gonna show that, okay? And you can hold your nose. And what will happen is you would take the person, they would go down in the water just like this, and you would hold them under, and that was a symbolic of them actually dying to their old self. Their old life was dying. In fact, the Scripture says that we're baptized into Christ's death, which means that Christ Himself is the picture of what this baptism is all about. And so what would happen is you would take the people down, and people are always kind of worried. They're scared. What's it going to be like when I go under the water? And they're concerned, what's the duration of time and those kind of things. You don't have to worry about that because we're very sensitive to the length of time when we would hold you underwater or anything like that, because we want it to be a symbol of your death, not the reality in itself. So you would go under the water, symbolic of your death, and then the rest would be coming up out of the water and newness of life and those kind of things. Baptism is an incredible thing. It's an incredible picture, and we're going to be doing that today. And for those of you who have certain fears of baptism and stuff like that, I just want to say, don't be afraid. There's nothing to fear, because when we baptize, we're professionals. We've done a lot of baptisms, and so, you don't have anything to think about at all. I think that's good. It's a wrap. Matt?